there, not over there. We're going to be looking ever different else.
Yep.
Oh, well. People get it.
And we're live. It's episode 35 of the Dustin and Cassie show. Oh, wait, what?
I was looking at there.
Oh. So we got such a crazy setup right now because we had to make room for Phillip and Jena. Phillip and Jena Woodson are joining us tonight. We have the laptop right here directly in front of us. You can see it right there on the edge of the camera. We're using my old webcam up on a tripod back behind us. And the TV is over here so that way Cassie can read the live chat comments. So it's like we've got this over here that people are going to want to look at. We got the laptop here that people want to look at. But the camera, so we're actually looking at you, is way up over there. So our eyes are probably going to be all over the place tonight.
That's weird.
So we are officially back. The show is going to resume every week, I guess, from now on. I am done with my insurance stuff. Yay! The only thing left to do now is pay the fee for renewing my license, and I'm back in business again. So glad to have that all done and out of the way. And now I know I don't have to put it off. I can't put it off, basically. So what the whole situation was, and I didn't realize this when I got my license, your license is good for 2 years. You have to do 24 hours of continuing education within 2 years' time. Well, I got my license in June of 2017, so I thought I had until June of 2019. Well, come to find out, your license renews on your birthday. And so my first year of having my license was actually only 2 months to my birthday's this month in August. So then August of 2018 was coming around, and it's like, you need to do your continuing education. I'm like, wait, no, I've just got another year. Well, then come to find out, yeah, I needed to have it done. But thankfully, Arkansas has a deal where you have 1 year after that point and actually get your continuing education done without losing your license. So that's where I'm at. I got that all taken care of. It's so funny.
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
She was whispering for a reason.
Oh, was she? I didn't know she was whispering. I just heard her snicker. So anyway, so we're back. I feel like the camera's at a funny angle.
It's just fine. Because the TV's over there. That's just throwing you.
It's just the way everything is.
No, I'm looking at here, and it feels like it's. I feel like we should move it. Whatever. Anyway, that's just me. Who's watching? Well, who got? Marcy's watching. John Wild's watching.
Hey, Marcy.
Cindy Safranco's watching. Hey, everybody. We're glad you're here. We already got 2 thumbs up. So which one of you yahoots didn't give us a thumbs up yet? She needs me underneath the table. So we didn't even plan on what we're going to talk about tonight other than what we're going to talk about with them.
Our week. That's what we normally talk about.
Our week. Well, it's been a couple weeks since we've done a show, and we had a whole month of weeks that we didn't do a show about. We covered those in the last one, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So, about what else? What do you talk about?
I don't know.
Come on.
We can talk about what we're going to do in a couple weeks.
What?
This is our life, y'all.
She's got the giggles.
Gena's falling out over here. I don't know what is going on.
Butt right in the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Better than Mooney,
I
suppose.
Camera. I want what she's drinking.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. That's all she's drinking.
Oh,
sweet
Sweet
tea.
tea. Walker made sweet tea at home.
Ooh, yummy. Cindy knows what it is. Take on the World. So we're going to the Take on the World conference in Vermilion, Ohio. Actually, it's
Beulah. Is that how you say it?
Vermilion. But I think actually the Beulah Beach, I don't know if that's actually considered a town of its own or if it's just that area.
Just the area.
Just the Beulah Beach, yeah. It's
so the weekend of August 23rd through the 25th, the 4 of us are going to be.
The 22nd.
Yeah, Thursday the 22nd, they have a concert.
Yeah, but we'll set up that day.
Right. So the 4 of us will be with our children are going to be in Vermilion, Ohio at the Take on the World conference. So I think Cindy's going to be there, isn't she?
Yeah.
Cindy's going. So there's going to be a bunch of great people there. I couldn't even tell you there's like 35 different speakers that are going to be going there. So yeah. So why don't you guys tell the story of how, because we weren't planning on going.
No, we weren't.
We've known about, but like, it's just not in our budget to do it. It's not, it's a lot of speakers, a lot of people, and that we weren't.
I forgot where we were going. We were just driving down the road, and I was looking at my phone. Phil was driving. I was looking at my phone. I was scrolling through there, and I saw Take on the World, a live video going on. So I just tapped on it, and it was Liz and Chris, and they were doing a live giveaway, which I didn't know at the time. But they were like, we're going to play a song, and you guess who the artist is. And they started playing the song, and I instantly knew the answer. And so I typed it in because Becca Shea is one of my favorites. And
she's going to be there too.
And she's not actually going to be there.
On the Thursday,
which made it a little bit easier for me to figure that out. But I never know artists. Never. I'm laughing. I just don't put artist names with the music.
Whereas Phillip knows all of them.
You can play something from 1942 and he can tell you.
Maybe 1972. I don't know about 1942.
But me, not so much. And I only know Becca Shea because we listened to her a lot. And Sarah started listening to her when she was in 3rd grade. So that's why I'm familiar with that. And then they go, okay, you win. So they're going to do another one. I'm like, they're going to do another giveaway. So I'm texting Cassie. I sent her the link, and I'm like, get on here right now. And she's like, I don't even know if she saw
you tagged me in the post. And so I was cooking, and I thought, because you guys were at Walker's swim meet that weekend, so I thought that you were tagging me in one of his swim meet things. And so I get on, and it's just a car driving down the road, and I was like, oh, where are you going for lunch? Because I was thinking, we're going. And then Liz turned the camera to Chris, and I was like, that's not Phillip. So then I was
that guy doesn't have much of a beard. Who is that guy?
I was like, okay, so what's going on? And then he said, you said guess the song.
Yeah, and then they
said guess the artist, and there was a song.
Bye, Marcy. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in.
And so
hi, Ben.
He named off the people that was in the song, and then he said he's a rapper and he's from Michigan. And as soon as he said that, I was like, George Moss, which I don't even listen to George Moss, but I don't know why. I just was like, oh, it's George Moss. And I put George Moss. Literally 4 seconds later, somebody else put the same thing.
Yeah.
And so they said that I want a ticket. And I was like, want a ticket to what? Because I still didn't know what it was.
That other person's probably going, what the crap? This lady won. She doesn't even know what she won.
I'm like, I still didn't know. So I was texting Jena, and I'm like, what did we just win?
Tickets to the conference. Oh, yeah.
So then once we realized that we won, we did a group chat with you, Liz and I asked her if I could sell seats there, and she said yes. And so we're like, let's go.
And I'm all like, how are we going to pay for this? I got to have to take a week off of work and blah, 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 blah. Because, my first thing is you got to have the money to pay for it, So that was one of the reasons why we weren't, going, because it's just not in our budget. We basically have one family vacation a year that we take, and that's one for Saco, So technically I don't have any vacation time for this. I'm just taking the week off work. I talked to my boss about it. He's fine. One thing that might happen, which we won't know until the week of, is because I drive truck and because I've actually hauled loads up that way before. The time that I went to meet Nate Wolf, I hauled the load I delivered was just east of Vermilion, about 20 minutes or so. So if my boss can find me a load going up there, then I will actually get a load delivering up there on Thursday or Friday. And then I can drive, I'll be driving the semi truck, deliver the load, Thursday or Friday, whatever day it delivers, and then have the weekend off. And then I can on Monday, get a backhaul coming back. So, but if not, then I'm just going to take half of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday off of work.
But the cool thing was that happened on a Thursday, and then Thursday or Friday.
I think it was a Thursday.
And so Jena and her and I were talking, and I said, well, would you want to just go with me, and then we can sell seats and shirts because they make their shirts to sell, and we could just go, just the two of us, and go. And she says, yeah, we could do that. And then Phillip's like, well, I can take my work and go. And so they decided to go, and I'm like, well, I wish Dustin could go. And so then we were trying to figure it out. And so that Saturday, you and I talked about it, and we prayed, and we're like, okay, if we're supposed to go, then the seat money is what has to pay for the trip, because that's why we're going. So that's what has to happen. And literally Sunday morning, I woke up to $300 worth of sales. I was like,
you got to get busy.
we're going. So it was like instant answer to that we were supposed to go. So now that's what we're doing in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna get
I'm excited.
my car, take it down there.
So yeah, we're originally we were talking about just going just the four of us and pawning our kids off on somebody, but then we decided we're just gonna take our kids with us.
Yeah, because we have amazing youth stuff there. Like there's a zip line, there are all kinds of stuff on Beulah Beach.
Bounce houses.
Yeah, they have.
Which Eli will not be sliding headfirst down any.
No. They have canoeing and slip slides and giant slides and there's basketball courts, volleyball courts. There's all kinds of stuff.
A lot of things to do for family.
Yeah.
We're gonna be camping there.
Yes.
Sarah's like, how am I gonna zip line with this leg? It's like we'll wrap you in bubble wrap.
Yep, we're actually gonna camp to save money, and then we'll be right there at the place too, which will be kind of nice because we're gonna cook and everything. So
Cindy, what are you guys doing? Are you guys?
They're staying on.
Are you staying in a lodge there,
Yeah.
the main lodge, or one of the cabins, or what are you guys doing? You probably already know.
Yeah, they're staying at the lodge.
They're staying at the main lodge.
Mhm.
Okay.
They tried to find a hotel, but the hotels were expensive. So
I pulled a travel agent card.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom. Speaking of cards, I'm bringing a deck of cards, and I'd be willing to bet we can have the largest game of Mafia we've ever had at the conference.
Probably so. That'd be fun.
I mean, because at an average Dakota, we have like 100, 120 people. You know, I think the biggest game we've had is 40. You know, so but with a conference of 500 people, we could easily get 50, 52. You know, well, actually, we couldn't do 52 unless we added a few more cards to it. But
that would be
fun.
That would be interesting.
That would be epic. I think I would almost make like 5. You know, if you had a thing that day, I think I'd probably make 5 Mafia members. I'd still keep no more than 2 sheriffs and 2 nurses, but probably have 5 Mafia members.
We'll see.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that many people would be hard to get around to check.
That's
all
what
the
I'm
people
saying.
Who's Mafia?
It'd be a long game.
Maybe you modify it to where the sheriffs can check 2 people per round.
Yeah,
each
2,
pick
that
one.
would be checking 2 would be good.
Because then if one of them gets killed off, then now you're back down to just being able to check one at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that.
So I'm making zits to sell. I've been making zits like crazy. And Jena's made shirts, right?
Hebrew Armor shirts.
Yep.
So that's the plan. We're going to share a table and sell our stuff.
Cindy doesn't have a clue what Mafia is.
You'll find out soon enough.
You'll find out. If you want to get a preview, go back in the archives on my channel from like a year and a half ago, I think. And there's a video of a game I recorded at, I think it was last coat maybe, or coat before last. I recorded. It's a 45-minute long video. So, yeah.
It's really dark, though.
It is dark.
It's
at night.
Yeah, it's at night. So.
But you can still get an idea of
what the game's like and how it's played. So, but really, I mean, it's not that hard of a game to play. And the first, once you play it the first time, you pick up on it. There's little intricacies, different ways to play, But
Ben said that when we went to take on the world, it wasn't that big.
When Ben went to take on the world, it was like from what I heard from the Baileys, it was like at an old crappy rundown summer camp for special needs kids is where they held the first one at.
Well, we are all special needs these days. Aren't we?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You especially.
No. What are you talking about? So anyways, that's the big thing that's coming up for all of us. We'll probably, you think we'll do a show that night from there?
Probably. I don't know.
Yes, we will. You know why we will? Because we're going to have Robert and Cindy on.
Ah.
The Sofrancos live on the Dustin and Cassie show. That'll be episode number like 30. This is 35.
I don't
36. 30. Is it 2 weeks away or is it 3 weeks away still?
It's
2 weeks.
2 weeks away? So the episode number 30, where are we on 35? So 35.
Next weekend, the Almas will be here, and then the weekend after that, us will be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still have a lot of ZTs to make.
It is like,
Josh is going to be here next weekend?
Yes.
Okay. Woo-hoo. So, why are you guys here?
Yes, just to come over.
Oh, did I?
Just walked over. It's just like right over there.
So the Woodsons are doing Wednesday, right?
Wednesdays with the Woodsons.
With the Woodsons. They're going to start their own show.
You already got a YouTube channel and everything?
I'm working on it.
Working
Trying
on
to get everything
You
together.
do our intro. Ready?
Go ahead.
You do it. With it.
What
Together.
did we do?
Wait. Oh, never mind, Nick.
What
You
did
don't
we do,
forgot.
honey? I forgot. I have lots of stuff to do.
Do you need your guitar?
I might.
You have a guitar? She's got a tambourine?
Wait, the tambourine guy.
That's from
I'm not
America's
doing
Got
If you
that.
Talent.
haven't watched it, it's on America's Got Talent, yes. It's hilarious. Guy like
Never mind.
takes the tambourine up and down his face.
Was you
on his
trying to sound
arm.
like the Jetsons?
What?
We haven't practiced.
I know.
Ben says it was small, no sir, but it was good
No
for
air.
No air. Sorry. See, I can't read that far.
It was small, no air, but it was good for us because we sat outside the doors and our kids could swing in the swings. Nice. We're not going to have any air.
No air.
We won't have any air because we're staying
We-
at
In the tent.
10.
But it'll be Ohio in August. It won't be that bad.
Yeah.
And you can cool off in the water.
Where we're camping at, there's a creek right behind us, actually. So,
Liz posted some pictures of the beach there, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for
but
it.
see, my thing is like, I don't know if I want. Okay, so here's the deal. I grew up in Michigan, right? So I grew up on the Great Lakes, and you know, you got 5 Great Lakes, and they always talked about Lake Erie being the worst of them all. Like that was the muckiest, nastiest,
You don't have to go swimming in it
dirtiest of the. Well, what do you get to go to the beach for then?
because it's pretty.
On the muckiest, nastiest, dirtiest lake on
I don't
Great
know.
Lakes?
Oh, it's Lake Michigan.
no,
No,
it
it's
sounds like
Lake
Erie.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah, Mingo's face is off camera.
Where's
It was pretty hot.
Okay, so here, oh, let's do it this way, right? Is that right? No, like this.
What
Yeah,
are you
like this.
talking about?
Okay, so if this is
Superior.
the state of Michigan, okay, if we look up here, look over there, you'd have Lake Michigan here, then you have the Upper Peninsula, you'd have Lake Superior here, you'd have Lake Huron here, and then you have Lake Erie here, and then you have, is it Lake Ontario, right? It's the last one?
Yeah.
Lake Ontario is the one up further closer to New York.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Huron,
You spell home.
Holmes, not home.
Yeah, Holmes.
Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior. Yeah.
That's how I remembered it
I
as
think-
a kid when we learned
I think-
is
Lake Ontario is the only Great Lake I haven't been to. Now that I think about it.
Ben says it's going to be around 90 degrees.
90.
We got a hotel room.
Hey, it'll be like what our house was a month ago. So, well, that's the other good thing that since the last show,
we got our air fixed.
we got our air fixed. So
I'm so glad.
it's nice. It's so much better in our house.
Here's the deal, though. I think that it's been going out since before we even bought the house because the summer that we bought it, it was cool, but it still was hot in here. Then last summer, it was the same thing. I mean, it would still stay in the 80s in the house during the day. And now we have to turn it down or we have to turn it up. Like it doesn't go under 75 because it's freezing in here. So even when it's 100, it's 100 degrees outside today. We turned it up because it was too cold. So that's
And
kinda
it's using, you
nice.
said it's using, you're tracking electricity. It's using electricity than it was.
Yeah, it's using
last
less
summer and the summer
electricity than
before.
what it was in the
It's a
last
more
two.
efficient unit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I actually haven't been outside to even look at it. I've stepped out the back porch and looked at it, but I haven't actually walked over and even looked at it yet. So,
No need. It's working.
yeah.
You can feel it. You can feel it from in here.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, it's something new. I should have went and looked it over so I know what it
sent
looks
you
like when
pictures.
it's. Yeah, you sent me pictures that was taken from your front porch.
the guy when he installed it, he said because of our location where we're at and the sun and everything and no shade, he said it's still going to be hot in here. He's like, you're not going to be able to beat it, but at nighttime it'll cool off. I'm like, I don't even know it's so hot outside because it's so cool in here.
Right?
There was one day I had on pants and a long sleeve shirt, and I was like, I'm gonna go just run down to the mailbox. And I went to the door and I pulled the door open, and I had to pull my hand back because it was hot. And I'm like, it's friggin' hot outside. And I looked at my phone and it was like 99. I'm like, It's freezing in here.
It's doing a great job.
Yep, it works good.
It's a blessing. Huge, huge,
Yes.
huge.
So to everybody that donated, again, we thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and thank you from our cold tushies.
The cool thing is that we didn't put on there exactly how much we needed, and I think you gave a rough estimate.
Yeah, about $2,400.
But even after we said that we had met our need, which we had, but we hadn't, because we were pulling money out of our pocket for it too. Like 2 more donations came in, and it was exactly like we literally down to the dollar.
The dollar
is what we got. Nothing came in after that, and I was like, that was totally God. It was awesome.
Definitely.
How it worked out.
That's the way it works out.
Yep.
Did you figure out your guys' intro?
Wednesdays with the Woodsons. Is that it?
You're gonna have to work on that.
What?
We were gonna start it last week, but we found out quickly that we can't do it with our laptop
Gonna have to have some more equipment.
video because it was too grainy, and so we have to invest some things before we get started. But
You can get a webcam like that one there. They're relatively inexpensive.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, that one's old. We've had that one for 5-10 years and stuff.
Hi, Wee Tree.
Looks pretty good. Hey, Wee Tree. We haven't seen you in months. I'm actually going to be, I don't know.
Jena and the beard.
Jena and the beard. Just call your show that, Jena and the beard.
Am I your toy now?
You're my toy now. When we were in Israel, I got in trouble for I was picking cake out of his beard.
I had cake in my beard.
We were standing right outside of the little bistro coffee shop. And Phillip had eaten
This is good orange
some
cake.
orange cake, and he had some
Crumbles.
in his
There's
beard.
crumbles in my beard.
And I was getting it out. I was just doing this. I was just getting it out, and this guy he's like bust up in my face, said, "You don't." I can't even do his accent. He's like, "You don't mess with his beard in public." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Don't touch his beard in public." I said, "This is my husband. You don't care. You don't care. Don't care. You don't touch his beard in public. You make him
Hi, BJ.
look like a toy."
Hey, BJ.
And I was like, looked at Phillip, and he was like, but apparently to some people, I don't know,
You said
maybe
you dishonored your husband if you touch his beard.
or any
In
man.
public.
Yeah.
If you touch a man's beard in public, it's making
Do I touch my beard in public?
it's somewhat of a I don't know, disrespect to the
Yeah.
man or whatever.
Stupid.
I'm like, well, it's disrespectful to leave him with orange cake hanging out of his
Mhm.
beard.
Right?
I was
It's
saving it for
gross.
later too.
No, no. But
There you
anyway.
go.
That's funny.
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say though, I'm gonna be down in Wheatree's neck of the woods Monday. I've got 3 stops in South Texas, and my final stop is in Kerrville, which is northwest of San Antonio. So
Kerrville?
Kerrville.
Kerrville.
Kerrville. That's down in the area where the guy is from Demolition Ranch, or
Oh.
where he's at. I'm like, I'll be 30 minutes from there. I should just like swing on in and say hi. They'd probably be like, who the crap are you and why are you here? I'm part of the demolition.
But I know you. I saw you so many times. Don't you know me?
Anyway, yeah. So,
So what are you guys going to talk about on your show?
Well, we're going to cover a couple of different things. We're going to get into some heated debates back and forth. She's going to take one side of the subject. I'm going to take the other. We're going to hash it out.
No, we're not.
Huh?
See?
who's Dan and Lee? Weechi said Bernie is where Dan and Lee are. I don't know who Dan and Lee.
I don't know.
Does it say? It says born.
Bernie.
Bernie?
Yeah, that's how you say
See,
it
I
in
can't
Texas.
see it either.
I thought Bernie had an IE.
No. Well, no,
Dan
that's
is
Dan is Demolition Ranch.
no. Matt is Demolition Ranch.
I don't know. No.
Maybe that's not
It's
his
Dr.
real
Lee.
name.
Dr. Lee is Demolition Ranch's dad. Dr. Lee Carricker. Yep, Matt. Dan is. See, I don't watch Vet Ranch. I watch his other 2 channels though, but So Dan must be one of the guys in the clinic then that I'm not familiar with. But anyway, yeah.
Well, first we bought some property. Has a little house on it. Our initial thoughts were, well, we can sell the small house and a couple acres and build a house on the rest of the acreage. And so what we'd like to do is maybe incorporate our journey through that, whether we start it right away or not. We do have a long way to go. So we've got that, and we've got,
we are going to discuss some biblical topics.
Yeah, we're going to incorporate at least one Bible verse from that week's Torah portion in our discussion. Maybe talk about some biblical marriage concepts.
Yes, Sweet Tree, they found land. How much did you get? 20
acres.
20 acres?
Yeah. So 1,200 square foot house, and we're in the process of probably selling it with 2 acres, and then keeping 18 acres and building a new house.
It's really got lots of character. The house has got great potential. It's just small.
And we could turn around and keep it. We haven't really decided yet.
We've been kicking around the idea of just turning it into like a hospitality house, and with a / business aspect of it, so we can run our t-shirt shop out of that.
People come over and visit. We put them in the hospitality house.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I think that's what you should do. When you first,
Weechee's asking how much for the house and 2 acres.
The house in 2 acres is 165 right now. Before we go to that,
it's a house, 2 acres. It's a 3-car garage.
Yeah.
There's already a chicken coop with a chicken run
there.
Chicken
coop, a big dog kennel. It's a huge dog run.
There's a root cellar and a well.
2 water wells. One's a huge hand dug water well that's deep. The other one's got a pump on it.
It's got peach trees, pear trees, apple trees.
Yeah. Ginormous pine trees. Like it would be like this. They would be like this for me to get my hands around one side of it.
Maple trees.
Yeah. There's sugar maples too. Maples, I actually want to get some of the seeds from those, bring them over here and plant them for us. So maybe in 15, 20 years we can have something we could tap.
Yeah. They're big.
There's
big.
probably
if we're not gone by
there's probably 6.
She says that because there's a house right next door to theirs that's being renovated. It's beautiful. It's pretty much everything that her and I would want in a home. And other than the fact that it's only 9 acres, we'd love to have a lot more, but it's a lot. It's 3 times as much land as what we have now. Plus it's got outbuildings that are shops and sheds and the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, I immediately would have a place where I could go and do woodworking stuff. I could put my power tools there and work on things like that. But the house is beautiful. It's everything that we'd want in a home.
Yeah.
So
and it's next door.
And you're either going to buy it or squatters' rights. You just go over there, move in.
Yeah,
have
of course, the guy across the street's keeping an eye on us. So we had to.
You can tell him.
We just have to be in the back, you know.
I think he's doing more than keeping an eye on. Better hush.
But anyway. So yeah. So if for some reason the father decides to work it out and that place comes available and it's something we can take a swing at, we're going to take a swing at it.
That'd be awesome.
So
that's the plan.
Not that I want a huge mortgage, but if I can sell this place and get that. And
she said God's been pushing her to move here. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
We got a place.
Come on. Yeah. It's so cute. That's what I would call a little grandma cottage.
Well, it's also got a root cellar in the back. And in the concrete is the signature for Jesse James.
Not the Jesse James.
Yes,
Jesse
James.
It's
that's what they say.
No.
That's what the realtor.
Where was Jesse James even in this area?
Yeah. Yes, he was all over. He's my 5th cousin. I kid you not. In my genealogy, Jesse James is my 5th cousin.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
why he's something new every day.
That's why he's such an outlaw.
I'm gonna pull my gun on
you. Oh my goodness!
It's not that big of a house, though. What'd you say? It's only 1,200 square feet.
1,200 square foot house.
You can probably message them directly. WeTree. She says how much again? She's asked 3 times.
Oh,
it's 165,000. That's what it's listed for. We can send you the MLS link for the house, and you can look at it.
She said, "Now you're scaring me because she's also related."
You're related to him as well. See?
Oh, we're cousins. Same family.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing that it's got his signature in it. And the rumor that I got from the previous owners that's been handed down through all of the owners of the place is that he buried something
Don't
there.
tell our secrets.
Yeah.
In the root cellar?
No, I don't know if it's
On the
underneath
property.
or just somewhere on the property or what.
Just get the metal detector out there.
We're gonna dig it up.
No, we're not digging it up.
We're digging it up and taking it to
The root cellar or wherever you find
the money.
the money? Better be gold.
Your grandmother was a James, huh? We'll have to go back and look through my genealogy again. But it's a really beautiful place. It's got a lot
It's
of.
gorgeous out there.
It is. It's really gorgeous, peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
you know-
only like a half mile from the pavement, isn't it?
Yeah, you're off the pavement, but maybe a half mile.
It's on a dirt road, but
It's on
yeah,
a
you're
dirt
only a
road.
half
It's
mile.
not bad, but it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not far from a town, maybe 12 minutes to Elkins, and then probably 25 minutes to Fayetteville.
It's far enough out in the
It's-
country to be quiet, but close enough to the city for convenience.
Yeah.
It's 38 minutes to Springdale.
Yeah, Springdale's on the other side of Fayetteville.
She said it's too spendy for her budget and cheaper in the area.
We can look.
Yeah.
We can definitely look around. But we're going to start sharing stuff on Wednesdays with our own channel. That we're going to get set up and going and have some discussions and just share all the things that we're doing on the place.
Now, Ben, why would you go mention me in a comment on Steam It while live on YouTube? Oh, the camera's over there. I'm looking
Yeah,
over
you're
here, and the
looking at
camera's
TV.
over there. My bad. See, I told you we were going to do that.
I keep looking over there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why
Cameras up here.
I look over there because I'm facing that way. You're looking here because you're facing that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. It's our ghetto setup.
You make me sing a song.
In the
What's
ghetto.
that?
In the ghetto. In the ghetto.
I have no idea what song you're trying to sing.
Elvis.
It's Elvis Presley song.
Wait. Is that Blue Kentucky Rain?
Oh, it's in the ghetto.
It's in the ghetto.
There's one that he sings about in the cold
That's
Kentucky
called
Rain.
in the
Cold
ghetto.
Kentucky Rain.
No, that's in the ghetto's the name of it.
Cold Kentucky Rain. That's the name of it.
No, there's a song by Elvis Presley called In the Ghetto. Or The Ghetto. I don't know which.
Well, then there's two songs that talks about. the
I have
ghetto.
no idea.
I could hear it
She's
in
singing
my-
a totally different line than what we're singing.
Okay.
And yet she won tickets for a Becca Shea song.
I'm telling you, it was a freak deal because I never know.
Quite in fact.
Yeah, but I guess that is my favorite Elvis Presley song is Cold Kentucky Rain. I don't know why.
I only know the In the Ghetto song because my best friend growing up sung it at a talent show.
Oh,
And I was at his place when he was practicing for
Y'all
it.
are
I don't
old. I have
remember
no
a
idea.
cold Kentucky Rain.
All right, Dustin, you got to bring it up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I gotta Google it now, don't I?
We get in
Elvis
trouble?
Presley, Cold Kentucky
We get in
Rain.
trouble?
We can't play it, but
I won't play it.
See,
Because the
she
song,
just- hey,
song
she-
called Kentucky
we
Rain.
just sent the link for
In the Ghetto? There's a song called Kentucky Rain.
Kentucky Rain. Okay, I've never listened to Kentucky Rain.
you can get the lyrics.
So the chorus is, so I'm walking in the rain, thumbing for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you so much too long. My love's too strong to let you go, never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring
I
down.
bet John and Patricia Hall know the song.
John probably does. I don't see.
Just
Oh,
because
in the
it's
cold Kentucky rain. There it goes. It says,
Cold
wishing
Kentucky
with the
Rain.
rain in my shoes, searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain. Showed your photograph to some old gray beard man. Is that you?
Did you do that?
Sitting on a bench outside a general
Oh,
store.
not old.
My
I just
bad.
have a white beard.
My bad.
Y'all are all old.
It's
What you
wisdom.
talking about?
Wisdom.
Mm-hmm. I think it's rubbing off. See?
See, yeah, that's what happens.
She's getting some in the back of her head.
Oh,
I thought so. I was like, I'm gonna
That's
dye my
blonde.
hair. Dustin
That's
goes,
blonde.
"No, you're
It's not
not."
gray.
I have one that's white. It comes down here. Because I've had my hair up for so long, and now that I'm wearing it down more, I'm like, I see little stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna dye my hair, and Dustin's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Mhm.
Which I wouldn't anyways, but
Gina's letting her gray show. It's beautiful.
I don't care.
The Bible says it's a thing of honor.
Mhm.
She's got some beautiful gray hair.
She laughed.
Silver.
I like her hair.
Mm.
So,
just-
John
I'm
Patricia
I'm still
Hall.
trying to get used to it. 'Cause
John Fish Hall.
I used to dye it dark brown, not black, but real dark brown. And for it to, when I quit, this is what happened. Payback for all the time trying to hide it.
I think it's pretty.
Thank you.
I'm a man of constant Torah. I've seen God's love all my life. I did bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place I was born and raised.
That's nice. That's a good rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear you sing it.
I could see
Record
the
it.
other one.
Is that Chicken Man? What was he talking about? Chicken,
What?
chicken scratch or something? John.
Oh, John and his rewrites are funny.
Yeah.
John, shouldn't you be on your other channel? Isn't 90s TV got a show going on right now? Didn't I get a notification for that?
Vic
Chicken.
Yeah, Vic Chicken.
Yes.
Anyway, so what else? Chuck Chicken. Yeah, not Vic. It was Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Chicken. That's
Chuck.
right.
I have no idea. I feel like we're quiet tonight.
Yes.
I do too.
Mhm, you are. You need to speak up. We've been doing all the talking.
That's why we invited you guys over so you can do all the talking and we
Is
can
that
just sit
right?
here and chill. We can just sit here and look pretty. Well, you can look pretty. I'll just sit here.
What are we going to talk about?
Crickets.
Crickets? Talk about crickets? I don't know.
Me either. What do you guys want us to talk about?
Your show is on.
Who saw my video I put on Facebook earlier? Anybody? Of the bug on the ceiling?
What?
Bug on
Oh,
the
yeah, I
ceiling?
saw that. Yeah.
I'm like,
Did you
it's
laugh?
a
Please
stick
tell me you
bug.
laughed at the end.
I'm like, it's a stink bug. And he's like, no, it's not. Okay.
Did you say stick bug?
No,
bug.
I said
Going home.
stink.
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 Stink bud, not a stick bud.
You're right in front of the camera now, Eli. Back up. The camera's right there.
Nope. Go in there. Negative.
I didn't see what it said, but good catch.
I said it was a stink bug, and you said, no, it's not. It's a leaf.
I thought it looked like a walking leaf, but
Yeah.
it was not. It was, in fact, a stink bug. But, John asked who won Risk. We had
We got a draw.
to shut it down because we had to do the show.
Oh,
But when we finished, when we shut it down, Eli had all of North America and South America. I had Europe and Africa, and she had Asia and Australia. Her mission was to
Destroy Eli.
wipe out Eli. Eli's mission was, what was Eli's mission?
North America.
Eli, what was your
No,
mission?
Eli's was
Asia and South
South
America. Eli's mission was Asia and
Or
South America.
no, Asia and Africa.
Was it Asia and Africa?
I
Eli!
don't know.
So much violence going on.
Tell him.
I don't know.
Did
Is
you
he
know our
ignoring you
neighbors
now?
were so violent
It
going
is what
after
it
all
is.
these countries?
Anyways, but
So we called it a draw.
yeah. And Dustin won't tell what his mission was because
Nope.
he sucks.
Nope.
Where's
Hey, Josh and Mel. Hi, guys. Josh, you're coming next weekend, right? Right?
Yes,
Right.
that's the plan.
Okay.
As of right now, that's the plan.
It'll be Shabbat at our house in honor of you coming here. Halls are invited.
Are they coming?
So is John. Well, Josh is.
No, the halls.
The Omas.
No, I invited them.
Weetree
Weetree's
said
invited.
to email her your schedule so that you guys can meet up.
Okay. I'm gonna be in Kerrville Monday afternoon would be my guess. I don't know how far that way is from you, but I'll be there for maybe an hour.
You missed it all,
Didn't
Zach.
miss
It's
anything.
too late.
Hey Zach, is this the first time he's ever tuned in?
No.
No.
Has he tuned in
No,
before?
he's been
One other
before.
time.
Okay, one other time, just one time, Zach. Come on. No, just kidding.
We need something to talk about, guys.
Let's talk about our driveway.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
horrible.
let's
Talk about the
Zach's-
conversation I had with the guy about the driveway. No.
If you want to.
So our driveway.
It's a
It's
hot
not
mess.
technically. It's not our driveway. Technically, it's a private drive because there's two other residences on this road here that leads up to our house, and
Oh,
that
it's
ends
looking
across
in
from
the
our house.
bathroom.
What?
No, he meant lurking in the background. He
Oh.
said bathroom.
Always lurking.
What are you doing in the bathroom, Zach?
He's like, this thing flushes. Look at this. We got running water in here. Okay, so our driveway, private drive, road, whatever you want to call it, when we moved in here, I called about it getting graded, and they told us then, it would have been 2 years ago now, they only do it once a year upon request. So, okay. So I called a couple times, and they came and graded it November 1st of 2017. Haven't been back since. I called all of 2018, like every couple months, because we get a heavy rain and it messes our driveway up. And it get more rain and more rain and more rain. It gets worse and worse and worse. And I've called like 4 times or 5 times this year. And I was calling in the afternoons or late mornings and get some lady. And she'd say, well, we'd let the guy know. We'd let the guy know. There was even times you guys said, hey, the grader is going down the road. So I'd call and they say, oh, we'll let him know. Never comes and grades it. And it's bad. I mean, it's like, there's people on here that can attest that. I mean, it's weavy, windy. I mean, like this, and the road's straight, but you're doing all this because of how bad the rain has cut ruts into it. Now there's spots where there's holes like
our truck bottoms out. Like if you straddle it just right, I mean, you have to be careful because it'll.
My car, I have to ride the middle and the outside edge in order to not hit any rocks. And constantly Eli's getting out and chucking, fist-sized rocks to the side because you don't want to hit those. She blew a tire out on one of them one time. You guys
shredded. Like it didn't just blow my tire out. Like it
shredded the sidewall,
the whole side of the tire.
Heaven forbid you ride a bicycle down the road.
Right?
No.
No.
We've had
Eli won't. He's not allowed. Even with a helmet. So anyway, so the one lady that I kept getting a hold of, she said, the head guy is in at 7:00 in the morning. So I started calling at 7:00 in the morning to get a hold of this guy. I called him once last week. He says, we'll put it on the list. We'll get it taken care of. So I called him again this week, and he says, well, I thought he already went and did that. He says, I was under the impression he got that done. I'm like, no, sir, he hasn't been out there. And he's like, well, we'll make sure it gets done. I'm like, sir, this is what I've been told for a year and a half. And I said, you guys told me that you will do it upon request. And I said, I've made several requests. It has not been done since November 2017. I said, what's it going to take? He says, we'll add to the list. We'll get it done. I'm like, that's what you guys have keep telling me. I said, that doesn't change anything for me. That's what you keep saying, and I keep getting ignored, and nothing's getting done about it. I said, what's it going to take? I said, is it going to take me having an emergency and an ambulance can't make it up my driveway because they blew out a tire at the bottom and somebody dies? Is that what it's going to take? And he's like, well, don't get smart with me. He's like, we don't have to grade it all. We could just choose not to. I said, I'm not getting smart with you. I'm just giving you a real world scenario of what could happen. I said, look, there's nothing I can do about grading it. I said, my wife calls me and tells me it's bad. I said, I'm a truck driver. I'm on the road 6 days a week. I only drive up and down it, once or twice a week. That's it. I said, but something needs to get done about it. He's like, well, we'll take care of it. And just left it at that. I'm like, and that was like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Something like that. But then we got a rain a couple nights ago and it was bad.
It's real bad.
And it took us like 10 minutes to go down the driveway yesterday.
Yep.
It's horrible.
I'm thinking about taking that wood stove that I have out there and hooking a chain up to it behind my truck and just dragging it up and down the driveway to see if I can at least level some of it up. That's the heaviest chunk of heavy metal that I have here. I mean, if I had a tractor with a blade on or something, yeah, I would try to go and do it myself, but I don't have anything like that. But when the first year we moved in, I took a piece of what was it? Not chicken wire. It's the cattle panels. Yeah. I took a cattle panel and I strung like 8 cement blocks across it, ran a chain through all of it, and put it behind my truck to drag it. And the cattle panel had a curve to it, so I put the blocks on it so it kind of flattened it out, and it would, it drug the dirt and everything, and kicked up rocks and stuff. It kind of smoothed it out, but it's bad now. It needs a lot of work. When is a car not a car? When it turns into a driveway. I know I'm awkward, but it's funny.
That's the thing. Like at this point, if you guys try to take your RV, you wouldn't be able to, because it'd be bad.
You almost could tip it over with some of them ruts in there.
Yeah, I'd have to be very, very slow.
Yep.
They have to fix it. They got to come out and fix it.
Like Zach said, he says, that's one of the things he likes about this county is there's hardly any government intrusion on things. But at the same time, when you need something like this done, it's like you can't get him to do anything for you. Just like that road going out to his place, that half the road got washed out, and everything.
It's still there.
And
that was still, like those two.
All they did was haul in new culverts and haul in dirt, gravel over top of it, and still it's just a 1-lane road, So, but yet they're dropping blacktop out here, but they haven't replaced that thing out there.
Yeah, that blacktop's already got holes in it.
Yeah. Yep. And the other day from the rain, there was all kinds of dirt and rocks and stuff washed down on top of it. I'm like, what was the point of that?
Yep.
What do you need, Eli? Anything? Or are you just standing here? Go back to your room, please.
trying to stop the grader
with $50. That's
There
one thing
was-
I even said to the guy. I said, do I need to have, do I need to find the grader guy and give him $50? And I said, is that even going to guarantee he's going to do it, or is he just going to pocket my $50 and keep on going?
If I saw him out there, I would stop him and give him money. Just come do it. Like at this point, like I don't care. It needs to get done. But we haven't seen them out there.
Yeah.
Well, they're
I
probably
drove
gonna be out
around
there.
one time because I saw that they had just freshly did that road. So I literally drove the entire thing around and went up by the church or by the wedding barn to see and they did all of it, but they didn't come up our driveway.
Well, they're going to need to come back around because it's bad over there on the hill and everything again. They're going to need to come back around soon.
They're gonna have
The
to.
creek washed out too.
Zach just needs to get his track loader fixed, and he can come out here and take care of it for us.
He just got his driveway fixed, I think.
He's working on it still. I
Yeah.
think he's still working on it.
Yeah, I saw you
That's
asking
why-
about 2 loads of gravel.
So you guys are gonna call this next
Mhm.
week, and then I'm gonna call, and I'm gonna
He said
stop
still
the
a
guy.
disaster.
I'm gonna stop the guy back here.
Well, see, we tree
To
is
have them
technically
do
not
it.
considered a driveway in Madison County. What we have here, it's called a private drive.
Private drive.
Private drive. There's a sign out there that says Madison County, our road number, private drive. It's not our driveway because there's a house right there and there's another house over there that all have to use this road to get here. But it's not a main road that connects from one county road to another county road, so it's not a county road as much as it's a private drive.
Yeah.
Now, if we could get this to run through and come back over, run through that guy's property over there, then they could say, yeah, now it's a county road. They have to take care of it all, but they're not going to do that. There's no reason for that. But I think if I can get him to come out here and grade it, I'm going to go buy like 40 bags of cement mix and throw it down on top of it and spray it all down and let it harden the top and see if it holds.
If it helps.
Yeah.
Well,
Water can do some damage to concrete too.
In a hurry.
It can damage anything just about.
if you think about it, it's downhill, so everything from up here just goes.
Right. Well, see, the thing
Why
is,
it
we
gets
treat
like that.
the other two places here. There's nobody actually lives there permanently. The one place back here, the house actually burned down before we moved in here, like the year before we moved in. There was people living there, and then the house burned down and they didn't rebuild. And there's a guy that has a house to the side of them, but it's just like his, I don't know, weekend getaway or whatever. He has a shooting range back there where he goes and shoots, and he keeps horses on the land. So nobody actually lives back here, but people come back here, every
Are you
week.
sure
So
they don't live back there in that trailer?
I don't think so.
Back there.
They're not coming through every day. So
They don't live back there because we've been back there and there's nothing in it. It's just empty. They just party back there.
Josh and Mel, you don't need to buy a house on a paved road as much as you don't want to buy a house on a private drive unless it's nice and flat.
Well,
I mean, they're on a dirt road, but I mean, it'd be a maintained. Ours isn't scheduled to be maintained.
Well, and you have enough people on your road that people would complain.
It stays
That's
pretty
the thing.
nice
I mean,
over there.
we have two, us and him. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
But the road out there, what is it, Madison, like 7615 or whatever it is?
No, but they take
that one
care
gets
of it.
graded. Yeah.
That's why I don't see what the big deal is. Come up the driveway and back down. Be done.
Yeah.
It's going to take more than that right now because it's so messed up. More than just once up and down.
17 yards of rock coming in to fix it. That's a lot of rock.
3 loads of 17 yards each.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. That's 51 yards.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
They'll do it though. They'll cover that road. Then we'll be able to get up it.
Yeah.
Coat.
I can't wait for Sukkot.
I can't wait for Sukkot. I'm looking forward to it so much.
I know, me too. Looking forward to a week off. For you to have a week off.
You mean besides the week off I'm getting ready to have in a couple weeks?
You're not going to have a week off.
Vodka tonics.
And-
Yes, Zach. Yes, Zach.
Ugh, vodka tonics.
My favorite. Don't you shake your head? No,
Nah,
Zach
I had
makes
one.
the best.
Ugh.
He's
No.
so funny.
No vodka
I'll
tonics.
still
Vodka
stick up
tonics
for
are
you.
good.
They're still the best.
I like them.
Yes.
Rum tasting. Yes.
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 Wild Turkey 101.
Okay. We're game. Mm.
Anyway.
So are we okay on our trip over to Ohio? Do we go through
Kentucky? No.
Kentucky at all?
No.
Can we make a side trip to Kentucky at all?
No,
Maybe on the way back.
Kentucky.
I've considered that.
I'm really sad that Patricia's not coming to
I know.
the conference.
We're sad. See our sad faces?
Mhm.
She's
I know.
got things to do.
The Almas wants to see us too.
John Wiles is in on the rum tasting. Heck yeah.
Yes.
Waitree said pepper tasting.
Oh, remember last year the chip, the hot chips?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, there probably won't be
yeah.
any of that this year.
You gonna do that again?
I don't think that. I don't know. Is BJ still on? BJ, you plan on getting some hot chips for us?
Yeah.
BJ's the one that brought them last year.
I ain't doing
BJ was the instigator.
it. I would be the
Through
most
Indiana.
entertaining.
Yeah, we'll be going through Indiana on our way up there.
Zach said not doing that again.
I would be the most
You
entertaining.
wuss. Yeah, you should do it. You would be the most entertaining. You'd have snot run out your nose,
Let
your
the
eyeballs would
kids
be
do
bugging
it.
I'd be
out.
screaming.
He
going
said let
on.
the kids do it.
No, you know what? Phillip would be like. It would be like one of those cartoons where the where the guy's face gets blown
Red.
up and red, and there's like steam coming out of his
It would
ears.
not be good.
It would be comical.
Melissa said
I didn't lose
visit
the
us
Papa
in
Pepper.
Kentucky.
I went the longest without drinking anything at that contest.
Yeah, but you were crying.
did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you and Scott was together. You guys drank.
And
at the
I
same
waited.
time.
No, you
No.
go back. You go back and watch the video.
You're
All I
such
know
a
is
baby.
he was crying.
Yeah, that's because I got pepper dust in my
I know.
face.
I asked questions. Why is Dustin crunching his chip up? He needs to just put the whole thing
Well,
in.
because it was broke. It
But-
got broke in the package.
Yeah, but still, when you
I
crunch the
didn't-
dust up and it.
Yeah,
you go to
I
pour
didn't
it,
think about that. I didn't think about that.
Ooh, not good.
Melissa-
Lesson learned.
Melissa said, "Visit us in Kentucky. We can do a bourbon tour."
Okay, yes, I'm
Bourbon?
on. I'm all about it.
Bourbon?
I'm gonna need an extra day if we're doing that.
And then,
Yeah.
Well, I better hope that I'm driving the truck then, because I can't do that then. Sorry, I'm just thinking about I gotta get back to work. I have a job, so.
and then Patricia and John said, "Please stop by."
So if we were to leave,
If I'm
aren't the
selling
Almases
us,
in East Kentucky, like south of
I don't
Cincinnati?
know. I don't know.
I guess we could send
Go
Phillip with.
John Tricia Hall said, "Our home is yours. We live in bourbon capital of the world. We'll be over.
Hey,
Be over
That's
tomorrow
what I'm saying.
on the way.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
is. But
make room. What?
we can send them if they have to go back to work. We'll send them, and you and I will go
Yeah,
to Kentucky.
there we go. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not liking this idea.
I forbid it. Y'all heard it. I forbid it.
Oh man, we got
Look at that
Oh,
face.
that's a challenge.
Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at that.
That's a total challenge. You know what you're doing right there, right?
Put my foot down.
Yeah. Do you know where that's gonna get you?
Hey, honey, what about? Let's talk about something real quick.
Jim
know-
Beam. I like Jim Beam. The Jim Beam
I don't
honey
remember
is my
where
favorite.
the Almas live.
They have lots of horses in Kentucky.
Yeah, what about it?
Horses.
Let me
They
go
got
look.
bourbon too.
Jim Beam gives free samples with
yeah,
their
one
tours.
sip of bourbon, you'd be
Super
down for
fun.
the
Scott
count.
and Teresa left their kids here and did a Maker's Mark. Ooh,
Maker's Mark.
that's good stuff. How close are you to her kitchen where she has a vast amount of weapons?
Who? What?
She reaches out how close I am to the kitchen where the weapons are.
Oh,
She'd have to get through me to get to the knives, whereas I'd have to get through her to get to the
No,
guns.
I gotta go that way.
and
Yeah.
I could help a sister out. I'm closer.
I forbid it.
Houston lost his dang mind.
I'm
Just
having
saying.
fun. Just having fun.
Okay, so they're over here.
They're south of E-Town.
Holding my leg.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So where?
She's clawing.
Where's the
holding my leg.
halls?
The halls are in Bardstown, Kentucky.
So where's that at from here?
I need a pillow.
Over here
They let Scott dip their own bottle
in
at
the
Maker's
wax.
Mark.
Cool. I think it's over here. Well, you should have just asked John. How far are you from E-Town or south of E-Town? How far are you from Sonora? Do you know? Here, why didn't I do this? Here, you already had it put in there. Bardstown, Kentucky. Oops. This makes great content, y'all.
What?
Well, Bardstown's further up
20
from
minutes.
where
He said 20 minutes.
41 miles.
I'm just saying, I would be okay with going
Bardstown's
there versus.
different. Where it's okay. It's not Bardstown. Isn't where I thought it was.
No, I just need to sell enough seats. Just saying.
Yeah, if she sells enough seats, she wants to forget. She wants to forget all of y'all. She wants to go to Niagara Falls
I would
instead.
go there instead.
Oh, really?
I would.
I'm on for that then. If you sell enough seats, we'll do that.
I'll
definitely take the day off for that.
But I can do that without you.
I forbid it. I'm getting great use out of that tonight, aren't I? That'll become the running joke now. I forbid it.
That's what she's going to say later.
Exactly.
Oops.
No, she won't. Jim Beam, Maker's Mark, Four Roses, Heaven Hill are all here. Nice. I'm not familiar with Four Roses or Heaven Hill, but I do like Jim Beam and Maker's Mark.
I like Old Smoky Tennessee
I had
whiskey.
some Jim Beam earlier.
Tennessee.
No, you didn't. You had Jack Daniels
No, I'm
earlier.
sorry, it was Jack
Is
Daniels.
there a
That's right.
Tennessee whiskey song?
There's several.
Jim Beam honey though, that is one. That's
Oh,
one.
I don't like the
You don't like the honey one? Oh, I did.
I like the
Like that, I could drink that just straight on the rocks. It's good stuff.
Zach has said, is
Dwells,
Scott
read
bringing
back.
that bottle to Socotra?
What am I supposed to read back?
I don't know. How close
Is Scott bringing that bottle to
are
Socotra?
you
What
to her
bottle?
kitchen?
The bottle.
The bottle that he got to dip
dipped.
at Maker's Mark.
I've got some Israel liquor.
Watching as
that I
Zach is
saving for
dealing with
Sukkot.
how it is to not be seen
That was really bad.
by a host.
No, there's in the those-
I'm
What did Zach? Oh,
confused.
no, about the question. Okay,
Very
she said that because Zach asked about Scott's bottle. I'm not sure how much he'll have left. That's right.
And we're talking about Scott here.
I have
Scott
some
likes
blackberry liquor that I'm gonna take to Sukkot from Israel.
I'm still waiting for the coconut one for pina coladas.
Oh yeah, they got that one too.
Those are good.
Pina colada.
Mods are ignored.
What?
Do y'all like bourbon? We can bring some.
Are y'all gonna bring your blacksmithing stuff this year?
Yeah.
Hopefully
Those are
they're
a good
moved
deal.
here by then.
Okay. Well, yeah, then it won't be that big of a deal then.
That's the plan.
Let's hope.
They need to be moved here by then.
That's what I said.
You can even stay in
2
our
years
little
ago.
house until you find something.
Kids may have problem with that.
We'll just make room. We don't care. Just
We want everybody to move here because we love everybody.
I'm finding that I like rum much better.
Unless your last
Well,
name is.
you need to share that rum, Zach.
I'm saying.
Anyway,
what's Zach not sharing?
His rum.
you better
His
share his
rum.
rum. We know where you live.
We know where you live.
And
I
then
have
he'll go, you'll
some
never
rum.
make it up the mountain. You're right, because your driveway sucks. Now when Zach says they'll never make it up the mountain, he ain't kidding. We can't even make it up the mountain. Aged in black spice.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice.
Is it going to be ready by Sukkot?
It's
Is it
already
ready
ready.
now?
Yeah,
It's
it's already
already
ready.
Come on, Wee Tree. You want to move here? We'll
You
find your
just have to
place.
jump in and go.
Feet
See?
first.
See, he said it's ready now.
Yeah.
Okay, right here. I got help right here.
Right.
It was ready now. Actually, I'll stick with the. I'll stick with the
Vodka tonics.
vodka tonics. Yeah, I like those.
Okay. By show of thumbs up, who thinks that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive?
Oh my gosh.
Still alive. They killed him.
No, well,
Did they
That's the
really,
official
or did
story.
did he come out of there dead and he's going to get a new identity and be hauled off somewhere else to continue
I
doing
think he
what
was
he
too
was doing?
ugly to get a new identity.
all I know is they had a picture of one of the visitors that went in to see him, and it was Hillary Clinton with a mustache and glasses.
that was the last
Just
person
before
to
his
saw him.
death.
Yeah, I saw something supposedly he died by poison. I was like, how does he get a hold of poison in prison?
Yeah. Wee Tree's probably right. She said he's alive and in Gitmo, and I would have to agree with that.
Gitmo.
Yeah. He's put somewhere where he can't do any more damage to the.
He's sipping drinks out on the beach right now.
Why
Sorry.
wouldn't they just kill him though?
Well, they wanted you to think he's dead so that he can't be brought to trial to testify against the powers.
Wasn't he
Indeed.
like a couple weeks ago? Wasn't he damaged in prison? Like
Mm,
he was found injured or something?
no,
They
that's
had him on suicide watch. He was on suicide watch up until Thursday, and then he died.
yeah.
Or yesterday. Was it yesterday when they took him off suicide watch, according to what it said?
I thought somebody had already tried to hurt him
Yeah.
or something in prison.
Something is fishy, Zach. That is correct.
Too convenient.
Yeah.
Way too convenient.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you try to cross the Clintons, you typically end up dead or misplaced or drowned under the sea.
Under the sea.
Right. Are we gonna go into a? Are we going to another controversy now over the Little Mermaid?
What?
Oh, there was a big stink like a month ago. Whoever they cast to be the live action Little Mermaid's a black woman or African American woman or whatever, and it's like,
Oh, who cares?
she was a white girl with red hair. If anything, she was a Viking. She should have had a different accent altogether.
Disney is whack anyway.
Yeah, Disney's demonic.
So Melissa said we would be looking for a short-term rental until we can buy a house. So if your house is still available, we would be interested in renting it. Josh is looking at a place while he is there next weekend. Mortgage guy says we need 30 days to pay stubs before closing on a place, so we have to rent until then.
I don't know if you guys can all fit, but you're welcome to be like
Try.
sardines.
Mhm.
I mean,
They're in a camper now at this point.
That'd be an improvement.
it's definitely bigger than the camper, so
Yeah, it'd be an upgrade.
you're welcome. I mean, you're welcome to.
They could always bring the camper
Rent
and put it
it.
on the property and put the kids in the house, and then they could have the camper to themselves.
That's what we were planning on doing. Is just set. Well, if someone else needs it, that's fine. But we were gonna park our RV over there and let the kids set up 2 beds in the house and let the kids sleep in there because they haven't had a real bed for the last 2 years. They've been on their like sofa beds. So
Still, it's big.
It makes me sad. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, 5 nights a week I sleep on a bed smaller than this
sad
table.
for the kids.
No, it makes me sad. Y'all leaving.
I know. It makes me sad too.
Okay, we can't have no crying going on in
You
here.
have to get a job where you're home every night. I'm just gonna go sleep at their place every night.
We got room.
I forbid it.
You can't do nothing about it if you're gone.
Right?
Sure I can.
No, you can't.
What
you
you
can yell
gonna
I forbid it
do?
on the phone all day long and she'll hang up and drive on over there.
I'll just.
I'm gonna put my phone ring. I'll be Cassie. Be quiet. Hello? No, I don't know where she's at. Oh no.
See, androids don't have that whole phone tracking crap, so he can't track me.
Yeah, they do.
I'll be
Wanna make a
somewhere.
bet?
I'll be somewhere. I'll like
They
take
have it.
Walker to swim
don't have
You
ours.
practice.
just ain't got it loaded.
We don't have.
But they've all got it.
Well,
All the phones.
I'll
he
take
can't track me to see where I'm at.
I'll take
Yes, I
Walker to
can.
swim practice, and I'll go do a little errand running, and I like slip into the coffee shop and ring ring. I'll be hello, Phillip. What are you doing getting coffee over there?
I like to just bust her out.
He does too. I don't really care.
No, she don't. Thing is, she can track me just as much as I can track her.
I know where you
Where
are.
are you going?
You're right. I
He's
might
been
be
sitting in the same
bathroom.
spot for the last 10 hours.
Oh, I see you were in the bathroom. You moved 2 steps.
You know what you got to do is you just got to get a Ziploc bag and put your phone in and like hide it underneath a rock somewhere where you're supposed to be, and then you drive to wherever it is.
That's too much trouble. I'll just let him know where I'm at.
She's got to use the phone for navigation.
Oh,
I do. I'm navigationally challenged. No lie there. I can't walk out the back door without getting lost.
what am I ignoring Zach on? Sorry, I'm having fun talking to the people that are here. I'm missing out on the comments.
No.
I didn't
Ask your
hear
question
Okay.
again in all
It
caps.
says,
I didn't hear
hear
how the
the
interview
interview
went.
went. He was talking to Melissa Almas, and she
Oh.
answered.
What interview? Oh.
Phone tracking scares me.
Well, phone tracking is done whether you like it or not on most
Mhm.
phones.
Yeah.
I just do it on ours because a lot of times Jena will call and she, if she's out somewhere and has
What
trouble,
did Zach ask me?
I didn't know how to
He
get
didn't
to her.
ask you anything. He asked Melissa.
Weetrie says he asked me something.
He didn't. He says, I didn't hear how the interview went. I think Weetrie didn't know that he.
Josh and Melissa retracted a message. What did you say that you didn't want the rest of us to see?
It was right after the Clinton body count.
The Clintons retracted it. Run for your lives.
Hey, Bill.
The Clintons are watching.
We're so important that they have to go.
All right.
now.
What
Right.
question did Zach ask then?
Yes, I want
Ask
to know.
it again.
Oh,
Can you
Zach.
scroll up to see what you're missing? The only question I saw him say was, I didn't
No,
hear
that
how
was
the
it.
interview
That's the
went.
question that he asked was about.
The Almas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last thing he said before that was fishy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think he was asking the Almases about Josh's interview.
Yeah.
Anyway.
An hour of rambling.
Sorry. I need to drink water. Hour and 6 minutes to be exact.
You would drink water too.
That's not water, it's tea.
Oh, you want
Anything else, folks? So, you don't have your channel name yet, though, do you?
Not yet.
Okay.
I know that
We're
we're
working
gonna.
on it. We'll get it set up by this next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be Wednesday nights?
We're gonna do Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday evenings. We're gonna do Wednesdays with the Woodsons, and then I'm contemplating doing some kind of like a baking show too.
Yeah. Be a variety of different things. May clean a gun. Who knows?
You're supposed to do that when your daughter's boyfriend comes over.
Well, this
She doesn't have
video-
boyfriends. Not allowing it. I put my foot down.
I forbid it.
I forbid
it.
She can't walk right now, anyways.
We'll jerk her crutches out from under her.
That's me.
It's funny.
It's funny to jerk her crutches up underneath of her.
It's funny to say it. It wouldn't be funny to do it.
Sure wouldn't.
She likes to step on people's toes with those crutches, though.
Does she?
Uh-huh.
On purpose? And
On purpose.
I'll
she
tell
did?
you who has a bigger following than Sarah does, and that's Walker.
Yeah.
Those girls.
At the swimming
Yeah.
or the swimming.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
He needs a big stick.
I need to flick them all off of them. Get off. Gone. Put some shorts on.
Yeah, so we will be having Walker and Sarah on some videos.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll have them doing some things.
You're gonna do it live or record it and then upload
we'll do
it?
them live. But the
Wednesdays-
first one will be probably pre-recorded just to
Yeah.
get through it.
We want to do the Wednesdays with the Woodsons. We'll do that live. We'll probably do an introductory one that's already pre-recorded, so we can get things ironed out, and then hopefully we can have before we start. Hopefully have better equipment so that we can be seen and it won't be so fuzzy and stuff. Because what we were starting with didn't work out, so we couldn't start. We didn't want to start and then restart.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll try again.
And we just got to get things set up right.
Yeah.
So that-
And we're still in like negotiations on what we're gonna do.
negotiations.
That's how
Yeah.
we just fly by the seat of our pants. We just go with it.
Just go with the flow.
I think we need to plan.
You remember when we used to do these shows
We used to
pre-recorded and
do
be
it.
like 20 minutes long?
Which we said
I know.
short name. She said Jena and the beard.
But we even used to have like a notebook and we had stuff written out, like what we were going to talk about, whatever. You know, we lasted like 2 weeks.
His
doing
name is
that.
Beardo on
No,
Seaman.
we're gonna we'll do arguments. She's gonna take one side, I'm gonna take the other.
No,
Yeah.
not having it.
Might even get into a water balloon fight.
Nope.
Fight?
Yeah.
You'd lose.
No, I wouldn't.
Yep.
I would win.
No, sir.
Mhm.
You can't win against somebody that's not participating.
Hello.
She's going to
He
participate.
just had an epiphany.
She's going to participate.
Oh no, I'm not.
Because you're going to get hit with a balloon,
Gonna
and I
stay
know
with
you will throw back.
Hit me with the balloon.
See? Here you go.
He'll be
Regret
cut
it.
off.
I'm gonna drink your tea.
Come on, T. Get them paintball gun.
Ooh,
Can't
paintball
be
gun.
balloons.
It's been so long
We
since I
need to
played
have
paintball.
an adult date night
Go play paintball?
with our friends and
Husbands
go
against
play
wives?
a game. No,
No, why?
no paintball.
Paintball's fun.
No.
Played a lot of paintball.
What time will it be on? Cindy wants to know.
We haven't set the time for sure yet, but it'll be probably 6:37.
8.
8. See?
Well, what about
It'll be
Walker's
10 minutes
friend?
after they pour the rum. That's what time it'll be. Oh, wait, no, vodka tonic.
Vodka
Because
tonic.
you have to make sure you get back in time after Walker swim, right?
Because it'll be around 8. Because when swim starts back up, I don't get home until 8.
Yeah.
Oh, what? What? You gonna come to town with me and do our show in town?
I just might.
You just never know what's gonna happen. We might do our show at Walmart for crying out loud.
Is there a problem with that?
In the sofa aisle.
Welcome to Walmart.
Get your crap and get out of here. Anyway,
My name
miniature
is
golf.
Walter. I'm Walter.
That's funny.
If you want to know who Walter is, watch Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. I see. The thing about it is, I want it to be a fun show. Like when you turn it on, I want people to be interested in what we're talking about.
So we're going to tell jokes.
Do you have jokes?
I can get some
Walker's
jokes.
got jokes.
Walker's got
Walker's
jokes.
got jokes. Okay.
Yeah, Walker's got
Maybe
jokes.
we'll have him with the joke section.
Mhm.
You might want to pre-approve some of them, though.
Oh, definitely. He's something else. Mhm.
Anyways,
What was that joke Cole James told last night that I laughed my butt off at? Was it? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Remember
You
either?
forgotten?
Was
I
it last
forget.
night?
It was last night at dinner.
So I can have my jokes written down.
I
I'll
have no
forget.
idea.
The jokes I used
I
to
just
tell
keep
is
thinking
no
of the
longer
Nazi
appropriate
one.
as an adult.
That's not-
Yeah, Reacher, you're right. New rules with YouTube is shutting down a lot of channels. They really are getting strict on what they allow.
Yep.
What is it?
New YouTube rules.
YouTube rules.
For one thing, you guys wouldn't be able to do a live show from your phone unless you had 1,000 subscribers.
Why?
That's a rule. Because there was somebody who did did a public shooting or whatever, and they were like live streaming it, I think, or something like that. And then it didn't have a lot of people, but they wanted to be famous for it. So they figure if you've got at least 1,000 subs, you're not going to be somebody who's going to be doing something crazy like that. Or maybe it means if you want to do something like that, you got to have at least 1,000 subs. So there'd be that many people that could potentially watch it.
So we can't do live shows from our phone at all?
No, not unless you have 1,000 subs.
So
But you
subscribe.
can do it from a laptop.
There is a way though. You can use a third-party app to do a live stream from your phone.
Really? How are you going to get around that if your channel doesn't have 1,000?
Because your channel is set up with an entry point for live stream videos. Because that's what you're doing here basically with the live stream.
Oh, so it spoofs it to think that you're on a
it's just
laptop
an
or a
app.
desktop.
Yeah, and it just acts as the interface for it.
Take that, YouTube.
But like if you're going to go directly to YouTube to do the live stream, they would block you.
Okay, gotcha.
I know there's rules about what you can say. Like you can't talk about certain things. Like the a projectile
Tools.
Or you should
Pew pew.
say
Like a pew
vomiting.
pew. Mm-hmm.
Well, we said 1,000 and 4,000 watch. That's to monetize. You have to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 30 days. But just to do a live stream from mobile, you have to have 1,000 subs. I don't think you have to have the 4,000 hours of watch time. Hangouts has been removed, so many are not using the stream StreamYard.
Yep, StreamYard.
So they remove Hangouts. That means you can't do like what we were going to do, having the Turners on or John and Patricia or anything. Then we'd have to do it through something else. What other programs do they have for that? Do you know?
I don't know. I'd have to
Hmm.
look. I mean, I know with OBS software you can stream to YouTube.
And can you
stream-
call other people on OBS or
Um,
bring other people in?
you could. I think there's a way you can bring other people in. They have add-ins for that.
Okay. Your back hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what StreamYard is. I'll have to look that up one. StreamYard, and you can add.
Zach, how is your D live doing? Zach,
Yeah, why are you looking over here, Zach?
how you doing? How's the D live
How
going?
you doing?
Yeah, that's sweet tea in there.
It
It is. You want to sniff?
My name is Jena.
He probably already left.
Whoa!
He's so stupid.
You're gonna bust me out like that. It's empty anyways.
Stout tea you got there, honey.
Right? Make your hair stand on end.
Haven't
said-
done it in a while. Checking out a new site that uses.
XRP,
Hmm.
which is Ripple.
Alright then. I just thought I was missing it.
I even downloaded the app. I have the app on my phone, Zach.
Yeah, I do too.
I
That's
know.
the only way I've been able to watch it is because I have it on my phone.
She's yawning.
What a
Time to end it?
pattern. Yeah, you're leaving early tomorrow, so I have to still make your food and finish your laundry.
I like groceries.
Are you going to do an entire show where you talk with that accent?
I might.
And
Wednesdays with the Woodsons.
I gotta make seats.
That are, hard Irish accent. I have to practice that.
You gonna put your kilt on?
I might.
Ha
Do you have a kilt already?
No.
Oh.
You guys have to order them.
Mm-hmm.
I. Whew.
What are you doing about over here, honey?
That's the plan. First to coat that a few of the guys are gonna have.
Not a few. There's like 8 of us.
Are gonna wear kilts. We'll see how many
Would you
actually
like
do
to
it.
see me in a kilt?
I would. Actually.
But you're talking with a British accent. That's
I
not
don't
the
even-
right
I don't
accent.
even
It's
know.
okay. I'm just
don't even
going from
care.
one to the other. She doesn't care. If it sounds
Wait,
like
is
Sean
the
Connery.
kilt thing
she's
still
still
happening?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's still happening. As far as we're concerned, it's still
Zach, so
happening.
I'm not wearing a
Zach says
kilt.
no.
Come
Oh,
on,
Zach.
Zach.
You two are wearing
Zach will be
one.
missing out.
Scott Hutzler is wearing one. Josh is wearing one.
Ryan's gonna wear one.
Ryan's
Yeah.
gonna wear one. Tom's
Tom's
gonna
gonna
wear
wear
one.
one.
Is John wearing one? How many is that so far?
Phillip, myself, Josh, Scott,
Tom,
Tom,
Ryan.
Ryan. That's 6. A kilt is not a skirt.
That's not a skirt.
The ones they were looking at are actually kind of cool. The
Mhm.
tactical ones.
There's not
that
much
they were
difference
looking
between
at.
a kilt and a pair of shorts, actually.
I'll wear one from home.
Woohoo! Gina's gonna make us shirts too for him.
Why not? I'm in. I love Scottish
There we go.
Scottish heritage.
So that makes 7.
No guilt in the kilt.
No
Yes.
kilt in the kilt. That's what the
Gina's gonna
teacher's
make
gonna say.
shirts. Are you guys gonna have matching ones? Are y'all like all?
No, I
Like,
think
you
we're gonna
need to have a
match.
plan.
Mine's going to be camo.
Your what's gonna be camo?
My kilt.
I just want to know that up front.
I don't think mine's gonna be camo.
No, your kilt's not gonna be camo, honey.
She said Josh already dug his out, so he's ready.
We're doing it. It's on.
You just have to find one.
I have Scottish heritage, although my grandma says it's Irish, but her maiden name was Macmillan, and I think that's more Scottish than Irish.
My family is Dutch Irish.
So usually, like the Irish
Oh,
people have
I
names
no
like
idea.
O'Malley or O'Toole
Mhm.
or
My family's just
O'Doul,
rebels.
and like where Scottish have like McCullough, Macmillan, McDougall, McDonough.
I wonder if I've got a McWoodson in the family.
I mean, you think about that cartoon when we were kids, DuckTales, and there was Scrooge McDuck. He was Irish. He wore a kilt. He had the one funny hat-looking thing. So even though my grandma said she was from Ireland, I really think her heritage goes back to Scotland with a name like McMillan.
What did he say? What did she say? American
Indians prefer loincloths. That's just a shorter kilt.
Yeah.
Zach
Much
said,
shorter.
I'm German, never
I-
going to wear
I
one.
think that requires, no booty coverage.
What? Oh, a loincloth.
The loincloth, it's a thong up the rear.
No.
Nope.
Nobody needs to see that.
What you think
much.
about though? Back in the day, in Bible times, everybody wore a tunic. It was long. It would have been a robe that would have opened up.
Yeah.
So men didn't wear pants back then. Their legs would have been open and free. You think about it, it says gird up your loins. Have you seen them diagrams where it shows how you would take your tunic and wrap it around your legs and everything, and you can make it like shorts? Otherwise, it'd be free hanging. So. I think it's time to shut the camera down, folks.
I'm just saying.
Nothing's in here.
I did. You guys act like I'm a lush. Zach's not even here to make them.
Yeah, she says free birding.
Free birding.
That's one of my favorite songs.
You gonna sing that while you're wearing the kilt?
No. I wish we had somebody that had bagpipes so one could play them.
Good night, Zach.
Look,
Good night.
Good night, Zach.
Zach. You
If you-
have to be an expert at bagpipes.
You just
to be
put it
able
on
to
your
Yeah, we'll
enjoyably
just
listen
take this
to them.
Bluetooth speaker and play it from my phone. I think we should have like a grand entrance. We should all go down by the houses and then parade up the hill into camp.
Cindy said, my eyes, my eyes. I can't see.
What's that thing they do where they check the big old the logs that they do in Scotland?
Mhm.
Never done it.
I can't think of what it's called.
Don't think I'd want to do
They
it.
Ballards
pick it
or
up
something
and
like
they chuck
that.
it
I don't think
across.
I'd want to do it.
They do
either.
it. They have like a 22-foot long pole that they pick up in the air and they run and they chuck it to see how far they can throw it. The men and the women both do it.
I didn't know women did it. Any men did it.
Yeah, well, I know because Noel Hadley wrote a post about it recently.
It's
He
a
talked
log
about there was
toss.
women there doing it.
Which you said it's a log toss.
Yeah, it's a log toss, but there's a different term for it. But yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Tossing
If
dominoes.
Tom was on, Tom would know. He could tell me exactly what
I'd
it
rather
is.
toss cookies.
Isn't that vomiting?
Well, could be. But I mean, toss cookies to my mouth.
Yeah.
Into your mouth.
I don't want to be tossing them along.
Mm.
Anyway, I think we're winding down. We're going to call it quits. It's been an hour and 22 minutes.
Okay.
So are you going to look it up real quick? Just Google Scottish log toss. What is the Scottish log toss called? Caber. The caber toss. Tossing the caber is a traditional Scottish athletic event. The word caber comes from cabar or caber, which is a Gaelic for wooden beam. Size of this large wooden pole is variable as it's made from local trees. The length can be anything between 16 to 22 feet, and weight can vary from 100 to 180 pounds.
Pretty big.
I seen a video where a guy had one and he was running with it. He went to chuck it and it came back on him and got him in the bullocks.
No.
Yeah.
Yay,
Oh,
man.
Ow.
Oh,
I want no part of it.
she's got pictures of it. That he's got it on his shoulder. They're not supposed to be able to do that, I don't think. Or maybe they are. Oh, not like that right there. Right there, pull that one up.
I might log toss a toothpick.
Oh,
You can't.
not even able to
It's
see it. Oh, my bad. We're too far away from the camera. I forgot.
Oh, right there, honey. That's good.
Stop. It's fuzzy, but you can see it. You get the idea.
It's-
Either he's getting ready to toss it
not
or he's getting
doing
impaled
that.
by a javelin. Ugh.
It's crazy.
Okay. No, we're not going to do that. I just was making a joke. Highland Games. Yes, there you go.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. Thank you all for tuning in. There's still 6 of you watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We will be back here again next week. Same time,
With
same
Josh
place.
on it.
Oh, are we going to do a live show with Josh?
If he's here, why not?
Bring the kilt.
You can talk about.
Toothpick
You can talk about his
and water
making
equals
stuff.
supper for picky eaters. Wait, what?
I'm
I'm lost. That's okay. We can be lost.
together.
Okay.
Thanks for having us on.
Yes,
Yep.
thanks for coming over. Make sure you tune in to Wednesdays with the Woodsons.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you
Yep.
know
We'll
what
share
their
it
channel
with
name
everybody.
is. And we will see you all again next week. Love you all. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. End stream. End.